happy spring. I wanted to get into I'm doing this on Easter Day, this reading. So, and I know not everybody celebrates Easter, and that's totally fine. I'm just celebrating spring with you on this reading. Thank you for climbing clouds. Let me turn off my heat. Spring in Boise is mixed. We have beautiful cherry blossom trees out, and then some mornings we have to defrost our windows still. So it's definitely a blend, which I really like it here. It reminds me of the warmer days in Alaska, is where I'm from. My roots are there. So I just wanted to thank you for being part of this channel. This is definitely a budding and upcoming channel that's it's still brand new. I've moved it at a very slow pace on purpose. I've been kind of doing a bunch of other stuff in my life to kind of live out my own healing process. So this channel is a direct connection with all of that. I started watching and integrating manifestation in my own life when COVID began. I went through a really horrible transition, and I left an abusive marriage. We are co-parenting really well to this day, and it's not something I talk about too heavily on here, but it is one of the main reasons that I ever started connecting with tarot again. I've been reading cards since I was 12, and went through a huge transition at that point in my life as well, and had a tarot reading of all things. It's when I left Alaska and came over to all the way to St. Augustine, Florida. It was a long process. I lived in California for a bit before, in the Bay Area. And then my mom and I moved in with her sister for a year just to get on our feet. So I had kind of a gypsy past, and lived in two different worlds basically growing up. But I always read tarot as a tool, as a psychological tool. So it's a wonderful tool to connect with. I know a lot of you read cards, and it's kind of just it's more of the right brain. It's definitely a visual connection with your subconscious. We all have intuitive skills that we either do or don't tap into. Our society kind of oppresses all of that. It's very left brain, overly masculine, and overly competitive. So if you don't feel like you're that connected with your intuition, it's because you haven't been programmed to be. You've actually been programmed to oppress it. And that's why tuning into some of this and connecting with it can really help to awaken you on some level. So let's get right into the message. What does the creative collective? Okay, this is really beautiful. This is the 6 of air. This is, you possibly have somebody in your life who makes you feel safe, or who is, your counterpart, your best friend, somebody who's really close to you that can help you on, to feel safer, because this is all about coming to a place of peace, mentally in your life. And you see here, this couple is overlooking kind of a night sky, this giant moon, and celebrating all of they look like they're celebrating shooting stars that they're watching together. And it's just a really cool picture in this deck. I'm using the Rosebud Tarot. So I highly recommend this deck. I like to work with flowers. I'm a florist, home florist and artist, and flowers have a lot of healing energy, especially roses. They renew. If you ever need to ground your jewelry or your crystals, you can put them in dried roses and they will ground them for you naturally. So roses have a lot of healing energy to them, and they have to do with self-love. But this card speaks to finding a place of peace within your life, that you may or may not be collaborating with others to really help to navigate that in your life as well. So that's a really great start. Let's get into some other. I've got these cards that are all wanting to come out together, and I'm going to take them all. So I've got the 9 of air. You might have been coming from a lot of anxiety. You might be shedding a lot of anxiety right now. And this is really good. I hope that you're clearing that out of your consciousness, because anxiety can really be a crippling force in your life. So if you find that you need to maybe get outside and have an activity, an outlet where you can channel some of your worries, that really helps a lot. I know for me, I like to walk every day, and it really helps me to process everything. It's just a really huge benefit. We have here the elders. The elders is coming through. So your elders are having influence on you on some level. And this could be the living or those that have passed on. Their energy, your ancestors are looking over you, maybe connecting with you and messaging you on some level. So pay attention to what that is. Pay attention to recurring lessons that are coming up that have to do with your elders. And also pay attention to your elders. They are gems in your life, no matter what. And we need to take care of our elders and connect with them, because you don't know, when you're going to see them again. That's just a little tidbit from me. Okay, so we're starting with the Ace of Cups. And this is all about self-love. I was just talking about that and how important that is in order to manifest anything in your life. In order to connect with anything in your life, you have to start from a really strong base of self-love. And it's something that I know most of us have struggled with this for a very long time. Especially if you're highly sensitive type, you take on a lot, you are highly empathic, and you connect with others in a really deep way, even those that you hardly know. You might be very hard on yourself. You might be your own worst critic, which is often the case. So you can be your own worst enemy because of that. So that's something worth delving into and tackling. It can take a lifetime to get through that. I know from experience. That's just something that takes a lot of work. Okay, and then we have the Seven of Fire. This is you standing your ground in something and not backing down. You are seeing it through. You're doing the work. Your energy is there. You're fighting the good fight is how I'm sensing that. So I applaud you for that. I have here the hang up, and it's upside down. So meaning you might have been walking on eggshells or walking on a really high tightrope about something in your life that now you're just grounded and you're not doing that anymore. You're just moving without the worry is how I'm seeing that. And how I'm seeing this card today. You don't have the worry that you had before. And that's good. You're letting that go. You're letting those anxieties go that have been holding you back for a long time. This is strength. It's time for strength. This is ruled by Leo, and it rules the heart. It has to do with having courage and speaking, moving, living from your heart, from the heart path takes a lot of courage. To even wear your heart on your sleeve takes a lot of courage. Most people don't do it. Most people are afraid of doing that. And so they shut down a lot of connections and opportunities because of that, because they hold themselves back. They talk themselves out of it. You can lose entire relationships if you don't take that risk. You can only go so far in a relationship if you are not willing to open your heart. So if your heart stays closed, just know that it keeps a giant door closed in your life. And that's just something to think about. This is the strength card. It comes up quite a bit in my readings. I have a framed picture that I put in the background of my longer readings. I'll put it in soon to start off the spring with a big reading. It's of a lion, and it reminds me of this energy. That's why I have it, and that's why I bought the picture. I bought it for my channel. It's this giant lion. It has these really piercing blue eyes, and it's just a really incredible picture. I bought it at the end of summer. and last year and put it on my channel, and I'll put it on again. I haven't had it in the background in a while because I've been doing other sets and working from my minivan, but I'll bring in I'm ready to do another big reading, and I haven't done one in a while, so stay tuned for that. But that's the strength energy. That's the courageous, lion-hearted energy that I like to promote, because I think it's really essential to do anything in your life. You've got to be willing to work from the heart space. We have the velocity of water. This is the cups coming through again, the emotional side. Maybe you're healing your emotional body. We have the 7 of air as well, another 7. 7s can deal with conflict, so there might be some mental conflict that you're working through, and it could have to, it doesn't necessarily have to be with others. It could be entirely with yourself. So pay attention to how that resonates for you and how that's showing up for you. The 7 of Wands is what it would be in a typical deck. So basically, it's all about standing up, walking your walk and talking your talk, and standing up for what you believe in, and being willing to show up for yourself, even if maybe others around you are not on the same page, or even making it hard for you and strategizing against you. You have to be willing to be your own best advocate. You have to be willing to stand up for your principles, or else, you know, you're gonna have toxic people who can take seriously wonderful opportunities away from you, to make you second guess yourself and not see the bigger picture. I would highly recommend, and then it's coming into the 10 of fire too. So this is increasing the 10 of wands. There is some type of burden that you've been carrying for a while, and you need to let it go. It's time to let that go and to advocate for yourself, because if you don't, nobody's going to do that for you. You have to do that for you, and it's time to stand your ground in that. So we've got the 10 of wands. Don't burn yourself out overworking. Take the time to balance that energy. Let's see. What do we need to know about this energy to balance? What does the creative collective need to be aware of? Okay, I already drew those. Hold on, let me see. Drawing a new card. Yeah, so I have the Magician is coming through. To get into Magician energy will heal this. The Magician energy is able to manifest from all the resources around you. It's highly resourceful. It's taking your ideas on the spiritual and mental and making them reality. It's bringing them into the 3D, and that's that is the perspective of that. So being more grounded in what you believe in and what you want for yourself, and then believing it and bringing it forth, like seeing it through to the physical, is how to connect with that better and to heal that energy in your life. If you give that power away to others, you're giving up your own tools. You're giving away your free will and your discernment, and you don't want to do that. Okay. I've had to learn the hard way that not even your own family has your back. So you need to prioritize yourself, basically. I've got the Devil in reverse, and I think that speaks to what I just said. You're walking away and you're just not accepting toxicity in your life. If you have it around you, don't accept it. Don't connect with people who are toxic. Don't make the time. Don't make the time for toxicity in yourself. So just, shut the door on it. Make it disappear like a magician would. That's my advice for you. I've got the 7 of air reversed now after I speak that up. The 7 of swords becomes reversed. This is another 7. I see that as difficulties and mental mind games going away when you say that you don't have time for the toxicity. The mind games go away. The stubbornness goes away. This is the Four of Earth reversed. Let's draw another card. So yeah, a lot of earth brings this in. This is the King of Pentacles. This is you taking the bull by its horns and making shit happen. This is pulling in your security, your money flow, your financial abundance. I'm going to draw one more card, and then I'm going to call it a day. This is a beautiful card to end on. This is the Nine of Cups. This is all your wishes. All of your wishes and being able to fulfill them. It's the Nine of Cups. I leave that with you to sit with and meditate on. And I will see you again soon. Thank you for climbing clouds. Always be true to you.